Pop-up shop applications released. Acuity donates $425,000 to Grafton School District. Motorist hit by train in Plymouth is identified. These and other local stories are coming up on this edition of Community News Review.
This is Community News Review, service WSCS TV, news content provided by WHBL.
I'm Maddie Pfister, and this is Community News Review for Friday, April 26, 2019. The City of Sheboygan Harbor Center and the Sheboygan County Economic Development Corporation announced the launch of the Downtown Sheboygan Pop-Up Shop initiative. Introduced in the early 1990s in large urban cities, pop-up shop retail is making its way to small downtowns across the nation. Pop-up shops are temporary retail spaces that sell merchandise of any kind, from art to fashion to tech gadgets and food. Pop-up shops are exciting because they create short-term stores that are as creative as they are engaging. Anyone in Sheboygan County can start a pop-up shop. Big name brands have tested out the pop-up concept, as well as local artists, makers, and fashion designers who have all become increasingly popular in the pop-up scene. The program will provide retail space along 8th Street in downtown Sheboygan at low-rate, short-term leases to local entrepreneurs. Selected applicants will occupy vacant storefronts and or share retail spaces throughout the fall and holiday shopping season, with the goal of long-term occupancy after program completion. Growing the retail base in downtown Sheboygan is critical to a successful community, and pop-up shops are a low-cost alternative to the development of additional retailers and have been successful in smaller Wisconsin communities like Viroqua, a model on which Sheboygan's program is based, stated Paul Rudnick, Vice President of Harbor Center. This program will accomplish the following items. 1, enhance the look and feel of downtown. 2, enhance the retail core of downtown with more merchants and products. And 3, reduce a negative visual impact of vacant storefronts. 4, generate more traffic and shopping downtown. And 5, offer a low-cost option for local businesses. The Acuity Charitable Foundation donated $425,000 to Grafton Education Foundation in support of the Grafton School District's ongoing capital improvements. The Grafton School District Board of Education accepted the donation at its meeting on April 22nd. The Grafton School District would like to express our appreciation to Acuity for their $425,000 grant, and we applaud Acuity's commitment to the community and their willingness to invest in our future, said Grafton Education Foundation President Chris Hogan. Acuity could not exist without the support of the local community, and it's part of our mission to give back to the communities in which we do business, said Acuity President and CEO Ben Salzman. We are proud to support schools through grants and partnerships that help schools fulfill their mission of educating students and preparing them for productive lives and rewarding careers. In response to the donation, the Grafton School District has granted Acuity naming rights to the main competition gymnasium, which will be called the Acuity Gymnasium. In the world of entrepreneurship, the University of Wisconsin-Green Bay and the University of Wisconsin System announced on Tuesday a first-round draft pick with the addition of Noodles & Company founder and former chairman, CEO Aaron Kennedy, to the Titletown Tech leadership team. Kennedy was named Entrepreneur in Residence by UW Green Bay Chancellor Gary L. Miller, effective immediately. Aaron's leadership will allow both UW Green Bay and the UW system to be collaborative partners with Titletown Tech, said Chancellor Miller. Aaron's decades of experience in entrepreneurship and the university's expertise in engineering, environmental sciences, healthcare, and more ensure the many ventures in Titletown Tech will be set up for success. The Phoenix family is proud to welcome Aaron to the Green Bay. The announcement was made in conjunction with announcements pertaining to other key Titletown Tech developments announced by the Green Bay Packers organization. Kennedy, who earned an MBA from UW-Madison, joins UW Green Bay alums Craig Dickman, Titletown Tech's managing director, in establishing an entrepreneurial game plan for the unique partnership with UW Green Bay, the UW system, the Green Bay Packers, and Microsoft. We are both excited and fortunate to have Aaron Kennedy join the Titletown Tech team, said Dickman. Aaron is a global entrepreneur who has built brands, companies, and movements. We believe he reflects the world-class nature of what we are building at Titletown Tech and brings to life this critical connection between UW Green Bay, the UW system, and Titletown Tech. For new entrepreneurs and our Titletown Tech team, the opportunity to work with Aaron will be invaluable. According to Miller, Kennedy will work in collaboration with the UW Green Bay Kohler School of Business to educate and provide guidance in business development and operational areas, as well as work with the UW System's Economic Development Office to generate collaborations with all UW System institutions. Kohler will soon have a new juice bar to support the other nearby wellness establishments. The new juice bar and restaurant is called Press and Chill and will open in Kohler next month. Press and Chill will be a juicery offering smoothies, juices, salads, and other healthy options at the shops on Wood Lake at Destination Kohler. Officials say the menu focuses on cold-pressed organic juices, and customers will also be able to order 1, 3, or 5-day juice cleanses. They will also offer a variety of smoothie bowls, salads, toasts, and pizzas with vegetarian, vegan, and gluten-free varieties. We are learning more about the Tuesday car versus train accident in Plymouth. The man in the car who suffered serious injuries and had to be flown to a hospital is identified as 81-year-old Gerald Muki. He was in his car Tuesday when he was struck by a train in Plymouth on South Pleasant View Road shortly before 5:00 p.m. Witnesses say the train blew its whistle, but the car showed no signs of even slowing down before being struck by the train. He was trapped inside of his car and had to be freed by the jaws of life, and he remains hospitalized at this time. Meijer opens up its 155,000 square foot supercenter in Sheboygan today. Company leadership and local dignitaries are on hand to dedicate the store's first day of business with a ribbon-cutting ceremony. This is the 11th store the retailer has opened in the state since 2015 and one of 5 new Meijer supercenters opening throughout the Midwest this year. There are still select team members openings for the Sheboygan store, and the hourly positions will be part-time and full-time across a wide array of skill sets. Common Cause in Wisconsin is looking to overturn voter ID laws when applied to student IDs in the state. Under the current laws, the student IDs face stricter requirements than many other forms of identification. Republicans say that keeps students from voting when they shouldn't, but Common Cause Director Jay Heck says a red herring. You know, there is always these charges of voter fraud, but when they are asked to come up with examples, there never are any. He says the law is confusing for college students, especially when they show up at polling places and are told their ID is not valid. It is very confusing for students who may wait in line thinking their IDs are perfectly usable, and then they are told their photo IDs are no good and they have to go to another place on campus. Heck says Republicans ought to be trying to ease restrictions on young voters in order to keep them voting and foster good citizenship into the future. The last thing that we should be doing is discouraging young people in particular from being able to vote, because more participation in elections is better for democracy, not less. Heck says any student who can provide an otherwise valid photo ID and proof of residence should be allowed to vote in Wisconsin. And finally, the Green Bay Packers wound up with 2 first-round picks at the NFL draft in Nashville. They took Michigan defense lineman Rashawn Gary, 12th overall, and then traded up with Seattle to get the 21st pick, which they used to take Maryland's safety Darnell Savage Jr. It was the 8th straight year that the team selected a defensive player with their top pick, and Packer GM Brian Gutekunst says he likes Gary's speed of the edge. He ignored some critics who said Gary had too many flaws to be in the high pick, and the Packers traded their 30th pick in the first round along with 2 fourth-round picks to take Savage. He ignored many of the pundits with its pick, and the thinking of many was that Savage would be low second or high third round selection, and once again, speed seemed to be the reason, as Savage is one of the fastest players at his position. And that is our report for Friday. Join me again on Monday for more local news and information on Community News Review.
News content for this program provided by WHBL in cooperation with WSCS TV.